Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Jane's Fighters Anthology as we continue with the Balkans campaign. So we had our first mission where we destroyed the bridge, and looks like we took out a fighter, our wingman took out the bridge. Nothing much else happened, but they had a fair amount of AA around the bridge, so the Soviets, the Neo-Soviets, are moving in pretty quickly. So let's see what we can do to stymie them today. Red Horizon. Our new airbase. Date July 7th, local time 1100 hours. Weather clear. Situation: NATO forces continue to concentrate air assets in the theater. The Russians are attempting to overwhelm the still small number of coalition squadrons with a series of alpha strikes in NATO airfields in the Baltic states. Mission objective: radar has detected incoming strike aircraft. Scramble and defend your airbase from attack. Threat suppression data: ground opposition, non-air opposition. Fighter bombers escorted by MiG-29s. Electronic intelligence: support aircraft AWACS. So we will take our Eurofighter 2000s. It looks like we have some Swedish Gripens to the south of us that will be assisting. So it seems for now it's going to be a mostly European initiative. Probably. Really? We can't take AMRAAMs there? Really? And they don't have the meteorite. No. I mean, okay, so I guess we'll be loaded down on Sidewinders. I don't think that'll help us that much, but I certainly don't. Can we take a spare? Oh. That is weird that it can carry a Maverick there, but not an AMRAAM. I find that highly suspicious, but in any case, let's jump in with what we have. Alright, engines full. Scramble. Jammers on. We can see our German insignia there on our wing. We're just going to pitch the nose up gently. There we go. And we are airborne. So we will commence our combat air patrol. Let's see, can we get 100 miles out of this baby? No, we cannot. Alright, let's gain some altitude here. And switch over to the AMRAAMs. Yeah, no IR secret crown, which is still amazes me that they didn't include IR on this thing, but it is what it is. And it seems like this guy's pretty fuel thirsty. So we have Su-35 there. I don't know if our objectives are listed or if it's just destroy all enemies and protect the friendlies. But, oh, those aren't Su-35s. Those are drones. Yeah, they're tricky Russians. So we can safely ignore them for now. There's the real Su-35s. And this is more or less along our halfway point, so they said it'd be oh, so what, they have the 35s escorting MiG-23s? How does that even work? Like, MiG-20, well, MiG-23s are just kind of nonsense here. The wingman can start taking shots. Alright, he launched 2 missiles at us. I don't think I appreciate that. There we go. Now where's your buddy? Quick, get that guy off the rail. Oh. Ah, damn it. He got us with that one. But, we can continue on to Now these should be MiG-27s if these are supposed to be ground attack aircraft, which I find it hilarious that the game has messed it up this bad to where they use the MiG-27 as a fighter and the MiG-23 as ground attack. I'm just gonna slide right into your exhaust here. Pitch up. Let's see if we can find the other one real quick. Oh.
Watch my tail. Showtime.
Shit. Where is he? There he is. Yeah, boy.
Inbound to waypoint Bravo.
Alright, that should be the first wave.
5-5. Descending Angel 10. Disengage.
And let's see what we got here. Su-27. Oh, they're just taking off.
Attack stand at your 12 o'clock.
We could still help the Griffins with theirs. So I ordered the wingmen to attack them, so I can take the MiG-29.
Attack stand at your 12 o'clock.
Alright. Wingmen, I'm counting on you. There we go. And that's our last craft.
Missile launch.
Alright, you got them.
Attack stand at
You are free to engage all targets. Let's throttle up. Let's take a hit at you. Let's hope he wasn't attacking our pick. I don't think he was. So there are two MiG-29s there. At least I think he got someone else. Oh, there's three. There we go. That's ours. And this probably won't destroy. Oh, it failed. I don't know if they jammed it or what. Alright. Well, let's take this guy out first. Oh, we missed. Alright. I can hear those Su-24s. Yep, I see them in my rear view. Oh, you just don't wanna... There we go. Belarus and MiG-29. And I guess I'm not surprised. Honestly, I'm surprised Russia even had to invade Belarus, given that in real life, they actually share very close relations. In fact, a lot of times Belarus is referred to as Europe's last dictatorship, if I remember correctly. And they're basically like semi-integrated into Russia as it is right now. So the idea that they would have to invade for several weeks instead of just diplomatically annexing them is kind of silly. Okay, we got one left. Oh, he's going for the gun run on us. Okay, he couldn't keep up, so that's what I wanted. So now that gives us the freedom to dive in on him. Ah, there we go. And there we go. Wingman, disengage. Form on my wing. Return to base. Alright, we have control system damage, so we We won't be using the autopilot, but that's fine. It's not, looks like we got plenty of fuel left. Actually, we never linked up with our AWACS. Looks like we did the Griffin's job for them, because they're 25 miles away, just chillaxing over here. Bunch of freeloaders. In any case, we can probably drop down to about 10,000 feet here as we prepare for our landing approach. Bump up the throttle a little bit. No need to be so slow. There we go. The runway at Riga, which I presume is 20 degrees starboard. So that's where we're going to end up. The Griffins are landing already? I don't think they did jack shit though. Oh, that is annoying. That honestly kind of tweaks me a little bit. I mean, I thought they'd be joining us for that second wave, and they didn't. I mean, we ended up not needing them, but it would have been nice. In any case, in our role as an American exchange pilot loaned to the German Air Force, we have scored quite a few victories now. That's, what, 2 Su-35s. I mean, for our flight in total, obviously, not just me, but 2 Su-35s, 2 Fencers, 3 MiG-29s, and 2 Flankers, I think, something along those lines.
Proceed to waypoint Echo, bearing 14. Descend to Angel 0.
Alright, let's save our weapon systems here. Switch to navigational mode. Okay, there we are.
Clear to land.
Now we gotta remember we have a much higher descent rate than the F-22, or I guess I don't know the technical term for that, for when you can pitch up and lose altitude without stalling. I mean, it's descent rate, but not really. Okay, it's not, we're not that high.
Wind at 7 knots, gusting to 14.
Okay. Probably, there we go. Now I think our approach is good. You can probably even pump a little more power into the engine to kind of control the speed of our descent. There we go. A nice smooth landing.
Welcome back.
And it looks like we got some nice details here on the airport again, which, you know me, I always appreciate that. So it looks like we got a Crodal, or not a, is it a Crodal? It is a Crodal, okay. We got a truck with some soldiers. Looks like they're unloading cargo. Always appreciate the little details. So developers, if you ever watch these, take note. The little details are appreciated. Looks like we got some Soviet-era Estonian Tunguskas there. All right, let's clear the runway before our wingman comes in. Or who else do we have here? Oh, French Mirages and probably an American or NATO E3. NATO one potentially would be here first, but looks like it's American. Actually, NATO does actually, like, they don't have much of their own assets. It's mostly stuff countries loan out to them. But they do have a couple of E3s owned more or less exclusively by them that are operated by NATO air crews, which the air crews are loaned out. But and I believe they're registered as aircraft of Luxembourg, which I don't believe does as much in the way of a defense force, and certainly not an air force. I think they mostly just ask because they're essentially a glorified city-state. So I think they mostly just have Germany do their air policing and most of their defense. But it's one of those situations where it's like, okay, you more or less you share a lot of German culture. Maybe not all of it, but a lot of it. You share a lot of the language. You know, at what point do you just say, okay, it's more efficient for us to just be German? But looks like we got some soldiers on the taxiway there, probably doing an early morning run. Looks like some American A-10s are in the theater. Hello, truck. Hello, Griffin that didn't help us. Giving you the eye. Another A-10, another Griffin. You know what? We do need maintenance, so we're actually going to park in this hangar, or by this hardened aircraft shelter, so they can pull us in and do some maintenance. I will say the one thing that this game really is missing is revetments, which, for those who don't know, basically imagine 3/4 of a square full of like sandbags or brick or concrete wall or something. They started to be used a lot in World War II. Actually, the idea was if someone was doing an airstrike on an airfield, you would park aircraft in these revetments, which would space them out a little more. It takes up more area, but if, say, you exploded one and it was full of weapons, munitions, fuel, the revetment would somewhat contain the blast and keep the damage and fire from spreading to nearby aircraft. And you don't see it a lot in, say, mainland U.S. airfields or other airfields that are typically considered safe from enemy attack, but you will see it in a lot of frontline airfields. And yes, to an extent, they were replaced by hardened aircraft shelters, because then you could theoretically just protect the aircraft, instead of stopping damage to others. But you do still see them occasionally. Like I want to say there's some at the Russian airbase at Latakia, but I haven't looked at it recently, so who knows, maybe that's changed. But in any case, our mission is done, so we will end the mission here. Alright, debrief. Parnu Airbase. Date, July 7th. Mission, Red Horizon. Resolution, success. It's hard to get a jump on those Su-35s with their rear aspect radar. Great work overcoming some difficult odds. And that's true, I believe. I do think the Su-35s have that. They have like an L-band rear radar, if I'm not mistaken. And mostly just used to see if there's anything behind you, I think. But I believe the Su-57 Felon is also going to have a similar system. Let's see, yeah, so we had 6 fighters and 2 bombers, so that's the 2 Su-24s. We had, I think, the 2 MiG-23s, which should be MiG-27s. They're supposed to be ground attack. Our wingman has, I believe, a pair of Su-27s, and then I guess we have a pair of MiG-29s. I forget exactly what, but lots of kills regardless. We had 8 launches, over half succeeded, a couple failed. I know there was at least one AMRAAM that failed, and I believe at least one Sidewinder. There was probably one more missile there. It looks like our wingman had a slightly better rate, with 4 of 6 being successful, and then we had a pretty decently high gun hit. Would have been higher if we had missed so much in the one MiG-29. We did get hit by probably by an Archer missile, AA-11 Archer. But that's the only one that hit us. We managed to spoof all the really bad ones, the adders. But that one MiG-27 did try to hit us with its gun, and he failed. There were 2 missile launches on our wingman. One failed, he spoofed the other. And curiously enough, he had 3 SAM launches on him, so he must have overflew the airfield that those Belarusian aircraft were flying from. But 2 failed, 1 was spoofed, so given the high rate of failure, those might have just been shoulder-launched missiles. And, yep, we've got some damage to take care of. Let's take care of that rudder first, and the rest of it, it's just general airframe damage, no critical hits. So that reduces the damage. Our Eurofighter has 14%, so we'll have to use the backup for our next mission, but we should be guaranteed a Eurofighter at least through our 4th mission, because if this one gets damaged, we can use this one, because we should be able to finish repairing that next time. So with that, Thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for next time, and we'll see you then.